This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up, everybody? Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow man-child Johnny Karlic. And Johnny, we're back for Welcome into the Rick and Johnny podcast, I should say, here on YouTube if you're on Blog Talk Radio. This is where we talk about nerdy stuff, nerdy news, movie news, entertainment news. I guess movie and entertainment are kind of the same thing. TV shows.
I mean, part of, if you're going to say entertainment, there's gaming.
Yeah,
in that
there's
aspect,
gaming
but it's not part of movies.
We kind of hit everything from nerd to game to TV to movies. And Johnny, we got a jam-packed show as always.
We do.
Before we get into that, I got a little bit of housekeeping. See, I'm learning.
Hey,
I'm
there
learning
you go.
here.
You got it.
I'm learning. I'm picking these things up. But a little bit of housekeeping. Almost said house cleaning there.
I felt it. I felt it coming from you.
I was like, wait a second. No, don't say it
In
right
my head,
now.
I'm like, Ricky, don't say it. Don't
Check
do
out
it.
patreon.com/most valuable podcast. If you want to help support the channel, it helps us immensely. Yes, watching the videos, connecting with us is a huge help in its own right. But if you want to help the channel out more so, check out patreon.com. Jake Neverman was actually on a podcast.
Oh, was he?
And that's our $10 reward. Is you get to be on a podcast with us, with the Onside Kick, with the Fast Break, whoever you want, once a month, as long as you are at that tier on Patreon. But Johnny, like I said, jam-packed show.
Yep.
And we're going back to a Rick and Johnny original. We're making a sandwich tonight.
Another sandwich.
We are making a sandwich. We're going to talk about...
look at us. We love sandwiches.
Yeah, we do. I eat probably more sandwiches than I probably should, but we're going to be talking DC with the Arrowverse and Batman and everything that's been going on there. We're going to look at Marvel, Black Panther. You can check out my trailer reaction, but I want to get your thoughts on it as well. And then we're going to look at the end. There's rumors to who could be playing Catwoman in Gotham City Sirens. So we are going to dive into that to end the show. But Johnny, let's talk about our first topic, and it has to do with the Arrowverse and with comments that were in episode 2 of season 6 of Arrow, where this was a scene where you guys have probably seen it at this point, where Oliver Queen, being the mayor, was pressed by the press to, are you the hooded vigilante? Are you Arrow? And he was going on and saying, no, I am not. I got too much to do here. But it's what he said at the end that has got people talking, and not people in the show, people out of the show.
Yeah.
He said, and I quote, they could have put Bruce Wayne's head on that body. Has Bruce Wayne left Gotham to hang out in Star City recently? No. End quote. And Johnny, the question I want to ask you, and it brings a smile to my face, because for me, the answer is a resounding yes. Should Batman get his own series in the Arrowverse?
It'd be cool to see that. I mean, there's a lot of spin-offs that you can do with a lot of different episodes, and I mean, to bring it up, you haven't watched much of it yet. You basically just watched the first season, right? Gotham?
Gotham was a thing for me.
Gotham's different, I know.
Before everyone in the comment section goes, oh my God, you didn't watch Gotham. When it first came out, season 1, I was all in, and I'm like, Batman, it's a new take, Commissioner Gordon. But then after like the first season into the second season, I was like, it was good. I'm not saying it's a bad show. It's just, for me, it was a little gimmicky, where it was like, when it was new, hey, this is a new take. But then afterwards, I was just like, after one season into the second, I'm like, hey, you know what would make this show really fucking cool? Batman.
Yeah, and I
Batman,
mean,
like an older Batman, you know how it's supposed to be, Batman.
Yeah, just remember it's
I get that.
Young Bruce Wayne.
I get
that's
that,
why.
but part of me is just like, at this point, the facade of what it is over, and I want to see Batman. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, and maybe we'll...
It's kind of like with Smallville. At the end of it, everyone just wanted to see Superman in the suit.
And maybe you'll get that with the Arrowverse, because I know, as of now, they don't seem like they're connected, which you can't, because one's like based in what looks like the 90s, because I mean, the Razor phone you see on the screen, and
or at least the early 2000s.
Early 2000s, mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, they're not really going to connect at any time soon if they were going to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so get like a Batman in the Arrowverse. It's cool to just mention it because I know those ones are connected to Supergirl in some sense. They're not even the same dimension.
They're different Earths.
Yes,
So
there
we
you
have
go.
Earth 1, and then we have Supergirl's Earth.
Yeah.
And where Arrow and Flash are, I believe that's Earth 1.
Yeah. And I mean, they cross over. They do cross over. There's been at least 2 episodes
Well,
I
you
can
had
remember.
the Flash breaking the time barrier and basically running into Supergirl's Earth.
Yeah.
They've had crossovers between that. They've had crossovers between the Flash and Arrow with their episodes. Here's the thing I think about when it comes to this.
Yeah.
First off, just the base sense of in the universe, would love to see it.
Yeah.
And also what you can do with this is how many times, like when I think of a Batman series, when it comes to anything, the first thing you got to think of is where do you start from?
Yeah.
With Batman, do you start from the tired story at this point? Because I feel like everyone and their grandmother, even if they never seen a Batman movie, knows that Batman's parents are dead.
Yes.
And know that his parents have died. It's been ingrained into our brains so much that his parents died. And
if you know the name Batman, you know that part too.
So
in essence,
the thing I like about this is they could do a Batman series and not have to pick it up at the beginning. They could just pick it up full stride. Batman's been doing his thing in Gotham, but now they're telling stories with Batman in Gotham. Or if they want to do a Supergirl thing where it's like, hey, it's about Supergirl, that's there, but once in a while, an episode here or there, like an Arrow or the Flash, Batman's there.
Yeah, even just like the same way they do it with Superman and Supergirl, kind of a cameo-ish type thing.
Yeah.
In there once in a while, even just to start that. Because now they mentioned him. It's kind of like when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. mentions Hulk, Thor, any of them. It's a little throwback to them. And same with...
or like the Netflix ones where they
series,
reference like, the incident.
the big green guy.
Yeah.
Like they
mention the movies.
They mention them, and they actually are allowed to say the names, but they don't necessarily say it because it makes it a little bit more believable. No one
that they're disconnected.
In some way or another, but they're still connected.
Here's the thing, though, that I think about with this, and this is now getting away from actual watching TV and seeing scenes.
Yeah.
The only thing I think that is going to delay this from ever happening is the fact that, let's be honest, they came out with Arrow. One of the reasons why they chose Arrow was because, hey, you know what? We've already got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash. They're all going to be in our Justice League kind of movie in our DC, our planned DC universe that we're doing to try to compete with Marvel. So let's throw Green Arrow out there because we're not going to have them in the movies. Let's have them as a TV series. Then they bring on the Flash.
Yes.
Now there's that little conflict of, yes, you have a TV and a movie Flash, but originally it was, hey, let's just have a Flash TV show, then decide if we're going to do it in the movies. And then Supergirl, that is more of like a, hey, let's do this instead of Superman, but we can still have a Superman there.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a, he steps in for some episodes, but then it's like, hey, you know what? And I believe he said this in the series of like, hey, this is your city. You tell me what you need me to do.
Exactly.
I'm not here to step on your toes. I'm not here. And that's the one thing that I've heard, and I'm like, that is amazing. Because then it's not like Superman comes in, it's like, well, this is my show now. This is what I'm going to do.
He doesn't just take it over.
It's like, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you.
He's the cameo appearance.
And I wonder, because Batman is such an A-list hero.
Yeah.
And we have Batman movies and the Justice League movie and, I mean, Gotham too. Will we ever see it because of that part? And I'll go, no, let's not put Batman in the Arrowverse.
I don't think they're going to actually give him his own show as of now because they're too focused on having him in the movies. And then we like the thing with the Flash, because people might say something, well, the Flash is in the movies. The Flash seasons came out first.
Yeah.
They came out before Flash was really brought up in... Actually, I think it was before Batman v Superman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't really say, well... And maybe, they had it planned out a while back, but it was like, well, we're going to start a TV show for it.
2014 was the year that the Flash TV show debuted.
Yeah. So 3 years ago.
Yeah, October of 2014.
Oh wow, so it was 3 years ago. No, so I mean, like that's where that conflict goes, and then they even said at one point I read that it's separate universes. It's just separate Earths, however you want to say it, and so that's why they're disconnected. That's why you never get the crossover like that. So when he mentions Batman, we'll probably at least hopefully that'd be cool to at least get some Batman kind of like they do Superman for the Supergirl universe. Little cameo appearances of hey, I'm just here for this dot.
And just to kind of go into just briefly, because I don't know if everyone knows this, the kind of timeline with everything. So the Flash TV series airs November 7th, 2014. That was a year after Man of Steel, 2 years before BVS.
Yeah.
So we had BVS in 2016, Man of Steel in 13. So you have this Flash TV show because at that point, the Flash was like, at that point it was, wouldn't it be cool if we had a Flash movie?
Yeah.
If we had a like that's what we were talking about. It's kind of like, and this is a story that I know was mentioned and we may talk about in the future at some point, but it's like Kevin Feige this week for Marvel said about a Hulk standalone film. He said, you know what? It's just great to see the change of, when this started, people were asking, can you do a Hulk solo film? Like, is the viability of Hulk, now people are asking, when am I going to get another one? And, like, that's kind of the thing where back then it was like, well, maybe the Flash might never get his own movie.
Yeah.
Now it's like, we're going to get a Flash movie and we have the TV show.
Yeah, which is why they don't... Like, if you hadn't done that, or if you had done one or the other, you could cross them over. But now it's just going to have to be that separate Earths thing, and whatever, that's fine.
And, I mean, that is in line with what DC does. Because, I mean, you had, I'm looking it up, Arrow, that was 2012. So October 10th, 2012 was when it first aired. That's a year before Man of Steel. So a year after, or actually the same year as Dark Knight Rises, but Dark Knight Rises is on its own thing.
Yeah.
Man of Steel is like the official start of the DCEU. And that's the year before that you get Arrow, and then Supergirl was 2015, all in October, 2015 being even before BVS. But in 2015, we at least knew that BVS was on the horizon.
Exactly. And then at that point, they knew that Flash at least was going to be in that universe. So, I mean, again, it's the idea that, back to the initial one. So we have a chance of getting some Batman. As for its own show right now, I don't know if they're going to be too focused on it. Would it be cool? Hell yeah.
Well, and I mean, there have been, like, this isn't the first big drop of Bruce Wayne or Batman in the Arrowverse. Like, in the Flash, I think it was season 1, there was that newspaper that the Reverse Flash was looking at, and it said Wayne Queen merger. So you've had Wayne in there. You've had things that say Wayne Tech on there.
Yeah, that's true.
For newspaper clippings and stuff. So we've at least known that it was like, at that point, it was like, okay, Bruce Wayne, at least Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, you're not going to not have that in there.
Is in there. However, think about this. Oliver's a smart guy. He knows what's going on. He's hashtagging staying woke, Johnny.
Yeah.
If he knows about the Flash, do you think that if Bruce Wayne was vigilanteing it up as Batman, that Queen wouldn't know about it?
I think Queen has an idea.
That's why he dropped it, I think.
Yeah.
That's why he dropped it. That was his way of saying to us that was him breaking the fourth wall, saying, hey, Batman's doing his thing. Batman's doing his thing. Do not worry. And this is what I wanted to ask you kind of to close everything up.
Okay.
Congratulations, Johnny. I have now given you the executive producer, writer, director, whatever the job you want to.
I didn't even apply.
You're the head honcho of the new Batman series.
I didn't apply for the job.
If you have to plan, and I'll give my answer too, but since I'm the host, I'm going to dish it on to you first. If you had to plan an Arrowverse series for Batman, A, where would you start the story? And B, what would your story be? Where would you go with it?
Well, you kind of want to, don't want to do the year one thing just because you're already kind of set in the Arrowverse, set in the Flash universe as well. So you kind of want to start where they're at, like make sure you're caught up, because you don't want to be like, well, we're way over here with Batman and there's over. So I mean, the best way to start that is probably do one or two cameo appearances and then roll into what's going on with Batman then and there. As for storylines, basically, hell, you can steal some stuff from the animated series. You can steal many storylines. You have so many villains to go off of. And it would be cool because you can have partial episodes or like string along a few episodes of how these villains became villains, and then boom.
The thing I'm looking at right now is I forgot one.
Uh-oh.
And I'm trying to look to see if, because I'm not quite familiar if this is going to be on CW. I think it's going to be on TNT. There's also another series where we could be getting a Batman in.
Oh, yeah?
The Titan series.
Oh, I forgot
the Teen
that they were
Titans one that they're doing.
I forgot Teen Titans.
I did too. That's why I saw it just now on my computer, and I'm like, oh, shit. That's right. Because here's what I was thinking. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Ditch the origin story. We know what's happened to Batman. The 99% of your viewers that are coming to see it know what has happened to Batman. Plus, like you said, Queen's been doing this for a while. The Flash has been there. You've established your universe. You don't need to establish a Gotham.
Yeah, and I mean, if you need to hit on things here and there, you can do that through flashbacks.
Here's the thing I think of, and this is what I want to throw to you.
Okay.
You do a before the series comes out. Like, let's say it's going to come out, just hypothetically, it'll come out during, so it'll be season 1 during Arrow and the Flash's, like season, 8 for Arrow?
Yeah.
So during season 8, during season 7, you do some, like maybe one episode where Batman comes to Oliver for help.
Yeah.
And you know what it references? The Killing Joke. Or not Killing Joke, Death in a Family. Jason Todd. And that's where you start. Where then when you get to the Batman series, episode 1. Because you've already, like, you could do 2 episodes. One with the Flash, one with Arrow. Maybe do a 3, like, combined crossover event where it's all 3 of them in one for 2 episodes helping Batman. Episode 1 of this Batman series is the Death in the Family. The Joker kills, and you don't even have to have the Joker on scene. It would be great to see the Joker beat up Jason Todd because that's really that's what it's about. But could you imagine that first episode is the Joker killing Jason Todd, Batman being too late, and the whole rest of that series is him coping with it. Him coping with that while villains are running amok. And maybe you get that whole thing where it's not like a, should I hang it up? But it's a, Alfred, I was too late. If I was a second quicker, if I was this, if I was that. And then you can use Oliver Queen as like a mentor role to Batman. Not like a mentor, but like that support guy.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, I've been in similar situations. I know what you're going through. I'm going to be here to pick you up kind of a thing. I think that's what you do. You start it off. I just would love to see them reference the kill, like have Death in the Family in there in a TV series. Because you already know that Dick Grayson's gone.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson's gone because we're going to have the Titan series. Even though if it's on TNT, are they going to be
That's the question, are they
in the same universe? But you can go ahead and say, hey, we have him in the Titans universe. Plus, if we go and do a Jason Todd thing, then we can bring Dick Grayson into the series as Nightwing if we want.
Yeah, the question is, are they going to be connected then, though? If they're connected, then
No, I mean, like, let's say they're not connected.
Okay.
They can bring in their own character of Nightwing.
Okay.
Like, they can bring Dick Grayson in as Nightwing for episodes here and there.
Yeah, okay, then yeah, they can do that. Sorry. What I would say for that is I kind of like the concept. I would just see maybe some form of team up, and even what you can kind of do a play on the Death in the Family, and do he needs help getting the Red Hood.
Okay.
Or like another Red Hood gang thing going on.
Because the Red Hood, that would mean this is after Jason Todd's death. Because originally Jason Todd is the Red Hood.
He needs help getting the Red Hood because there's a lot of mentions in both the animated series and Gotham, the Red Hood gang. So maybe there's some sort of play on that type of thing.
Yeah.
He needs help with that. He asks for Oliver's help because he's kind of discreet, just like Batman.
Yeah.
Get in and get out type thing. And then you can do a whole play on it. Like end of the episode, cliffhanger of Hood comes off. It's Jason Todd.
I'm gonna go one step further.
Okay.
I'm gonna stretch it out a little bit, Johnny. You because you have the crossover events, you're kind of setting up Batman. You have episode 1, season 1, Death in the Family, Jason Todd's dead.
Yeah.
That whole series is Batman going through a whirlwind of emotions. Of the I should have been there, it's my fault, anger at the Joker, whirlwind of emotions.
Yeah.
The end of season 1, there's a new threat. And right before you walk off for the season break, Red Hood.
Okay.
So then you set the Red Hood up for season 2's enemy, and then within that season, let's say the mid-season finale, you can have what you're talking about, where he confronts him.
A crossover.
Boom.
That could be the crossover.
Jason Todd, boom, mid-season finale, we're off for another break, and then you come back in the second half of season 2 is, holy shit, Jason Todd's the Red Hood. How do I deal with him now?
Yeah, the only reason I was saying because we were trying to introduce Batman is have that as the crossover. Because that way you can, if you want to, you can start the series off. Just hear me out on this one.
Yeah.
You can start the series off by kind of, and I know not everyone likes this, jump back like a few months.
So you're saying like time jump back in
time. Just for like maybe that's part of the season.
You could have flashbacks too.
Yeah, you can do it that way too. Because I was going to say, you do that one as the Red Hood, and then the first maybe episode or two are the flashback of how that happened, coping with it, blah, blah, blah. And then like it starts to gear back into where you're at into the rest of the season and dealing with still trying to get Jason Todd because he's still doing the Red Hood thing.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to like get him back.
I just want to see a Batman series so
I know
badly.
you do.
I want to see an actual Batman series that is actually Batman.
Yes.
That is actually Batman. Like, that's what I want to see. I mean,
know.
Gotham was good. I liked Gotham when I watched it, but let's be completely honest, it's a little bit of a gimmick.
It's pre-Batman.
It's a little bit of a gimmick and even like the stuff that I'm seeing now where it's like, little kid Batman and I'm on top of the roof. That's not fucking Batman. That is not Batman. I want to see actual Batman in these TV series. I know what they're doing. This is exactly what they're doing. They're getting me want.
Yeah.
And then eventually they'll give it to me. Maybe they'll never give it to me. Who knows? But I want to turn it on to you guys now. Johnny and I have talked about a lot of things in this. This is a topic where I feel like we could have gone for an extra half hour.
Probably if we wanted to.
Theorizing, looking at other things, but I want to turn it on to you guys. What do you guys think? First off, should Batman be in the Arrowverse? Second off, I'm putting you guys in charge now. Sorry, Johnny, I took away your title.
Nah.
I'm giving it to Ben out there. You guys tell me, what do you guys think? What would be your plan for a first season of Batman in the Arrowverse? Let us know down below in the comment section.